The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show, Monday Live. I am the Big Guy Ryback. Thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on TikTok, the Big Guy Ryback 22 streaming as well. No IG today. I forgot to plug in the tablet to charge it, so we're not going to be going from Instagram today. But we're here on Ryback TV live, Ryback Rules on Twitch as well, and then Facebook at Ryback Reeves, and available on all podcast platforms shortly after recording. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. A marvelous Monday is the tweet from this morning. I'm just got done, had a great training day today at the EOS gym. I had to look it up on the pronunciation. It's EOS. I always said EOS or EOS. It's EOS. And supposedly I thought, I was like, well, what does EOS stand for? And I was like, I was like, before I Googled it on the drive to the gym, I'm trying to figure out like what EOS could possibly mean. And I couldn't really figure anything in there. Nothing had like for training or for fitness or for anything. And then I looked it up, and it was something. Forget the exact, but it's a Greek goddess of something, of dawn, the Greek goddess of dawn. So I don't know. I still don't know if I know exactly how that translates to a franchise gym that took over from Gold's. I don't know, but I do enjoy popping in there from time to time. And I had a great back workout. They have the squat racks and deadlift platforms, which I'm a big fan of. The LVAC that is not far from me actually built platforms in this downstage. Actually, where I used to go do my jiu-jitsu a bit down there before I had to stop with my shoulder with all the stem cell procedures. They built this beautiful training facility in the gym. And some of the other Las Vegas athletic clubs have a thing where you could actually go in there, and they have the bumper plates, and some of them have the squat racks and the deadlift platforms. And I got all that here, but I like to go out from time to time, especially in the summer. It's like 111, 112 today. I think it's supposed to be 113 tomorrow. And even though I could keep it cool in my gym to a decent degree, it's just nice to get out, especially now feeling better and better, show the face, and had a great one today. So, and I came home, I did my hand grips, Captain to Crush hand grips, keep those forearms strong, even though some jabroni said in my latest feeding time video on Ryback TV, Ryback has small forearms. And I realized that no matter what we do in life, a 288 to 290 pound man that is extremely lean, vegan, on TRT, not on steroids, not abusing steroids, does everything by the book and health conscious. And again, 6'2", 288, 290 pounds, lift just extraordinary amounts of weights and have since I was young. There's always going to be that little jabroni little bitch out there that makes that stupid comment. You have small forearms. Well, thank you for watching, Timothy. You're now banned from commenting on the videos, but you're hidden, so you think you're not hidden, but we still monetize you. Good to see all of you guys, though. Thank you very much. Yes. I love my haters too, guys. You got to love them. You got to love them because they give attention. They hate you so much, they got to come and they got to follow you. What's Ryback doing? What's Ryback saying? What's Ryback talking about today? Hello. What are you going to any? Let's see what questions we got here. Health, fitness, supplementation, nutrition, mindset, and pro wrestling. Guys, what's going on? Delicious plan. Hey, Tim, what's going on, bud? Hey, big guy, delicious plans to face his parents next week. He's nervous. He's a little back and forth on this thing. So, Tim, I know you said previously was contemplating coming out to his parents as vegan. Mom, Dad, we got to talk. I'm vegan. which I guess is just is pretty intense for some people. But now he seems like he's ready to go out. I have a feeling he's going to go back and forth. He's going to pop back in that closet a few more times before he pops out with the Brussels sprouts and carrots and the cucumbers. Dad asked him what he's doing with that cucumber. Hello, good to see everybody. The best pre-workout is going to be, I'm going to say, our Feed Me More Nutrition, Wake Up Unlimited Energy on feedmemore.com. We have pink lemonade, mango candy, and candy green apple, guys. And no artificial sweeteners, no colors. Guys, the stuff that's bad for you, we don't use any of that. We use the most powerful natural ingredients that kick ass and work. Backed by me, guys. I use every single supplement religiously. I've been doing this stuff since I was very, very young in my teenage years and been fascinated by supplements and herbs. And this is, we have built this thing and this is going to be a monster. And I look forward to all of it. I'm going to get so, here's the game plan. I'm going to give you part of with Feed Me More Nutrition. I have so many bigger goals through Feed Me More Nutrition. I'm going to create the ultimate wrestling dirt sheet that is just positive and just true facts. I'm going to hire who I feel is the best people that are only going to print facts, just fucking facts from pro wrestling. None of the bullshit, none of the lies. And I'm going to try to put all the other companies out of business, all the other pieces of shit out there out of business. Where people come on to Feed Me More, can't call it Feed Me. Where'd my live go on TikTok Live? Hold on, let's get this back up and running. It kicked me off. Son of a, I've never seen that happen. Your live is suspended until, wait, what? I've been suspended on TikTok. Was it the cussing? I've cussed plenty of times on this. Oh, those TikTokers. Well, we're not streaming live now anymore, guys. No Instagram and no TikTok. I think I got to check. I think because that's happened one other time before. But I cuss on this show sometimes more than others. Interesting. Well, there's no badges from Instagram and no coins from TikTok today. Will I make my comeback, guys? Yes, I'm trying to really. I'm doing everything with my shoulder, as I've said, every day. And today I had a really great workout. I could tell I did push-ups at the end of my workout as well. My scapula is actually moving. I got to get some more scar tissue. I know the couple areas that I haven't got all of it yet. That's going to help free it up even more. I felt very, very strong, though, retracting in a movement that has given me a lot of trouble, which is causing me my grinding on certain things because the scapula needs to move independently. And when it's glued down to this tissue, it's not, everything's kind of just stuck together. And now it's not stuck together. So it's like, it's very hard to explain to people. And, but I have a very good understanding of scar tissue in what has happened on something, essentially my shoulder to protect itself from all this stuff. And this has been going on for years, just glued everything down to try to prevent it from really moving and hurting itself. And I've undone all of this. And with the stem cells and going vegan and eliminating the inflammation, it's like it's all intact. It's just had to get that tissue pliable in every direction again. So we'll see. WWE is having tryouts, I heard, in Las Vegas. Maybe I'll fill out a request on the Performance Center. Name Ryback trademarked, as we got the trademark case going on. Yeah, that won't be happening. But a lot of interesting things, and I'm very optimistic that if I continue doing what I'm doing, I will be back in the game at the highest level. I enjoy watching AEW the most, just because I feel like it's the most exciting program for me with the possibilities. Not saying necessarily everything's the best, but I enjoy it the most because I know what the other place is. I know what's going on. I really have no interest. and outside of a few people that I like to watch here and there. So. I'm taking a look here. We got see what other questions we got going on. Update here. Tony Roberts, thank you very much. The Wake Up Unlimited Energy is awesome. I recommend trying it. I have another one on the way. What's the fastest way to build muscle mass fast? Based off that message, I can tell you want to build muscle fast. Well, it comes down to consistently eating quality calories, quality foods. I'm going to tell you vegan. And I highly recommend reading the book, The Plant-Based Athlete, that's coming out, I believe, tomorrow by Robert Cheek, who's on my Instagram. Book it just gives you it's a playbook on how to be awesome. And with just facts, nothing but facts, and elite athletes all over the world that are crushing their opponents and being vegan because they understand nutrition, which is something that finally just slammed itself right in my face. And this is by far the best understanding I have of nutrition that I've ever had. And seeing the results, but you gotta fuel yourself, and then you gotta put the training in day after day, and it takes consistent effort. If you want something, and I said this last week, go fill up your bathtub. You need to actually, or if you have a pool, go in your pool and just go underwater and hold your breath underwater. And when it starts getting tough, just hold yourself down there a little longer. That feeling of wanting that breath of oxygen that you have. Maybe you panic right away and you want that breath right away. That feeling is the feeling you need to have for something when you want something in life. Otherwise, you're not going to have the strength and the commitment to follow through with it. Most people are too weak. We're little bitches. And I say I like everybody. I think it's for whatever reason, we have something in us that, I put out a thing on fuck fear earlier, but false events appearing real. And we convince ourselves of all these things, and we really, really got to want something. That's why that hungry mindset has helped give me so much to feed me more mentality. You got to want it, man. And you got to apply a basal metabolic rate calculator. If you don't know and not have an understanding of how many calories you need per day, you have to be very, very, very precise with that stuff until you get an understanding. And then the book actually talks about that too. And I'm at this level where I know, based off what I'm eating, I have a very good understanding of the calories I'm consuming, and I could make little adjustments based off what I see in the mirror, how I feel, right? It's because I've been doing it for so long, and everything, it's eating very consistently. So you got to start that process if you want to put on size, and you got to know if you have a fast metabolism. You have to try different things. But food is energy. You got to put enough energy in your body, and then you got to give it the stimulation to grow. And that's where you got to go kick ass in the gym and with the physical activity, very routinely. Thank you, Walter. That GTS is top notch, man. It's really, I take it the majority of nights to wind down because I'm an asshole and drink coffee at, well, it's only 5:20, not so bad today. Sometimes it goes past 6, depending on when I do the show or whatever I have going on, where I do my last little bit of caffeine for the day to fuel me through my nighttime work. So I'll pop a serving of the GTS, go to sleep about an hour before bed, and that routine has done very well for me. I used to do that too before it was the name, before when I had all my pills and my little on the road with WWE, and I had all my formulas. I would keep them in different pill cases, and I would take my GTS. Like sometimes I would even put the pills in the car on the drive, and when I knew I was like anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes out from the hotel, I would take them so that by the time I got to the hotel, checked in, lug all my luggage upstairs and unpack what I need to and get ready, I would start feeling that kick in shortly after, like I brush my teeth and floss and get ready And sometimes I would shower too, getting in, depending if it was a live event or not, depending on how long the drive is. Usually I always shower after the events. It's to wash the face, whatever. But sometimes if it's a long drive too, you get on the road and then shower when you get in. But yeah, the stuff works, man. And it makes me happy to hear that that's working for you. You guys are welcome also to mention whoever you want. You're just going to get blocked with no thought ever put into you ever again. It's always fascinating that people that don't like you, that they follow you. Yeah, Brian, if you have a negative feeling about a product, stop watching it, stop talking about it as much as possible, and focus on the things that you like. One of the things that bothers me, and I say bother because they really, truly, it's just a reflection of their mindset. And it's not just wrestling, and it's in everything. It's a lot of sports fans in general. I believe that there's different levels to all this, but there's a very strong portion of fans in whatever, from baseball, football, soccer, pro wrestling, MMA, they have failed, they're miserable, and they obsess in a very negative, hateful way over people doing something that they maybe wanted to do themselves and couldn't or never did or failed at. And social media, and these people have united on social media in a lot of ways where they have normalized that shit toxic behavior. I'm telling you guys, it is fucking toxic, man. And a lot of wrestling fans are like that, and where they harp on the things. It's like, guys, just stop it. Focus on the positive. Focus on what you like, but it's a reflection of the mindset, and that's it from just a level society-wise that so many people are dealing with, man. Heaven and hell is our experience on earth, and it's our mindset. I really firmly believe that, and it's you got to get out of it. You know, there's going to be things you don't like. And if you're embarrassed to watch it, stop watching it. And clearly, a lot of people have stopped watching wrestling over the years. And there's a lot more, you know, I think a lot of things going that well as well. But I do believe that people have so many more options now as well. And I think with the rise of MMA and UFC in particular, with how well they have, in Dana meeting with Vince, and Vince giving Dana that formula, and maybe Vince not realizing the potential that UFC had to take away business from him, or does he even care? I don't know, because he's making money on the back end on so many different things. But yeah, people have tuned off and tuned away. So if you don't like it, don't watch it. And that's okay. Watch what you do like and talk about the things that you do like a little more. It's okay. You're going to talk. Humans are haters to a degree. Right. And the ones that are get good at not are the ones that become self-aware and realize that it's not beneficial to stay in that frequency for too long and to shift out of it as quick as possible. You know, I see things I don't like all the time. If I see a video pop up on TikTok and like the for your page deal, and for whatever reason they'll put something up and it's people doing something, you know, crazy for attention. I don't comment on the video and like leave a paragraph on why it's wrong. I just block them. I don't have to see it ever again. I don't want to see it. Okay. I don't agree with what they're doing. And if more people learned how to do that, the world would be a better place. But most people don't have enough going on. So the distractions and the negativity gives them in a really fucked up way, a purpose for living their day, because they're so lost and so clueless. And that's all that it is that they're content spreading hate and negativity, and they don't realize that their mindset is the reason why they're stuck in a never-ending maze of hell. And we got people out here giving them the secrets all day long. I've done it time and time again. That's why I do what I do. For the messages I get, please don't stop. You've helped me so much. I already know on that. And I know I'm going to get the hate from a portion, and I block them out and I keep doing. I was just talking with a girl I know today, and she was just saying she's gotten a lot more comfortable and when we've been talking on sharing her opinion and not listening to the negatives. I go, of course. Don't listen to the negative. I go, if you listen to the negatives, now you've just become them, and now you're hiding. You're not living your life, and they've won. We can never let the negative win. Neglect the negative, push the positives. I put that tweet out a little bit ago, and I firmly believe it and stuff. And we're going to see it. We're going to be exposed to it in social media. You guys see it. I see it all the time. I just don't let it stop me from what I'm doing. Smash it, block it when I can. Keep on doing my thing. Let's see. When is your cookies? We're not doing, when is your cookies and cream protein? We don't have one coming out right now on that. We have our caramel cookie for the ISO Hungry plant-powered protein. Jess, good to hear from you. Jess says, hi, Ryback. Thanks for the advice. The last time we spoke, I really appreciate it. Me and my partner have added a lot of plant-based food to our life, and my partner has been reading everything off your site. Thank you. You're welcome, Jess. Thank you. And for everyone, we have a lot of blog content. We actually got to get a new piece put up here. A lot of original blog content and ways on beginning a vegan diet and different foods, high protein foods that I've put up as well to give you guys a little bit of a introduction into how to get started. And the easiest thing to do is to usually just do a meal a day or learn how to cook one meal. And, if you're with a family, do a vegan meal one night and see how, if you have a family, see how everyone likes it. If it's just you or you and your loved one, spouse, husband, wife, cook and see if you guys enjoy it and find what you like. And then before you know it, maybe you're eating half your meals of the week are vegan, half aren't, but you're beginning that process. And then you start feeling better. And maybe you realize on the days that you do the vegan meals, you feel a little better than on the days you don't. Maybe you notice some of the inflammation in your body starting to go away, but you want to see if it can maybe go away a little more, and before you know it, you'll see and you'll realize once you learn the nutrition aspect of things, you go, wait a second. Why did everything I think, why was that wrong? And it's because we've been lied to for a long time by a lot of bad people. And now a lot of people are becoming awakened to what's going on, and we're taking control of our health and our lives. Fix our food, we fix our mood, guys. And our mindset is with a positive mindset, a hungry mindset. We could achieve so much if we have energy and we feel good. Do you think the world wants us to go to school with the shit education system? They don't teach us shit, by the way, right? They don't teach us anything that's fucking practical that we could actually really fucking use in our lives. But yeah, let's go learn a bunch of made up bullshit history that's been fucking altered anyways. And let's memorize things word for word, right? Or taking math classes that we're not going to be using unless it applies to us, unless we're going to be an engineer or something specific. But just why aren't we learning specific skills to take on to life, right? Why aren't we taught about mindset, positive mindset? Why aren't we taught about the right food to have? Because if we have great energy, does the world want us being positive and having great energy? Or do they want us to keep feeding us this bullshit media with all these fucking retards on there that work for all the news companies, feeding us all the bullshit? Because anybody that works for them, fuck them. They're all feeding the negatives. That's why I just shut that shit off. So, and I get passionate about this because we're deep down the rabbit hole of fucking in a bad way. But individually, we can make positive choices and spread that positivity to others, whether it's one person, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, and hopefully we can overcome this in many, many, many years down the road. Good to see all of you. Thank you. We got some wrestling fans. Is there any wrestling news going on? What's the latest wrestling news? Good. I appreciate this ball till we fall 82. Was just watching some of your old matches yesterday, and man, you were definitely one of the most over guys that WWE has ever had. Those Feed Me More chants took over the show at times. Thank you very much. And I was very grateful. And I have that information, and I know that, and that's why I'll never let the hate or the negativity on those things because I've lived it and I've experienced it, many, many times, and was grateful to be able to experience that at a high level, the highest level. So it was, I'll never forget this is kind of a sign that, and I wasn't even paying attention, but some of the guys that up there let me, wherever I was, I think somebody came up to me, because before the shows, the fans would chant especially when things were hyped. They'd let's go, Cena sucks. They would go through, a few of the over chants, or like, what? Like they would just get in, and it was always the most over phrases. And I just got going, and Feed Me More, I started doing it, and it hadn't really, we had it. We knew it was like, I knew I had something, but it was like the first time when it really was like started going, the crowd was just chanting it over and over before the show. And I go, holy shit, this is pretty damn cool. And because it means so much to me too, just for me, my mindset, and up there, obviously I used it as a catchphrase with that, but it's, I look forward, man. I hopefully we can recapture that energy once again. I believe we can capture it at a much higher level now that a lot of people have a better understanding of me. Even suppressed, I've been able to reach enough people, especially on TikTok and some on YouTube, with some of the stuff before things kind of got slowed down a lot here. But it'd be cool to be in the position I'm in now, and actually feel good too, because I was hurt for the whole time after my ankle injury. It never was the same, to now really got my health and be able to, I think really do great things. What do I think of Edge as a wrestler? I love Edge as a person and as a wrestler. He actually called me, I think we spoke once or twice before he went back to WWE here. We were just talking about stem cells and bullshitting a little bit. And because he was up there right when I debuted with Nexus, and which actually ribbed me once. I think I've talked about it, but we'll tell you that in a second. I've always gotten along with him really well, as I think pretty much everyone has. He's just a really cool, laid back, nice guy. And I've always, since I was younger, enjoyed him. I enjoyed him from a wrestling standpoint. I always liked Edge and Christian. I became a really big fan of him when he was the rated R superstar, and when he really turned it up and went heel. I thought he really found his stride and played every role that he was ever asked of to perfection. So yeah, and I think he, the fact that he's been able to come back and overcome all that adversity is very motivating for me. And seeing Christian as well coming back, that's why I don't get too caught up. It's like, it's been a little over 5 years, but not even, because I wrestled for 2.5 years since I stopped with the independents, and which I was going regularly for whatever it was, 2.5 years. But it's very motivating to see that, and to see that, nope, I know I could do this, and just be patient. Be patient. And they came back way older than what I am. I'm in my 30s still. Granted, I'm 39, but I'm in my 30s still. And I've actually turned back the hands of time, where I feel younger than I did than when I was even wrestling. So, and luckily, knock on wood, I haven't aged. And not to say that I'm not going to, but I'm still in that window of my prime, that I think my prime is going to be realistically to 45 to 48. So, especially vegan, and learning about what I've learned, and seeing the people that have been vegan and what they're doing and setting records late in their 40s and some in their 50s. I'm just like, this is a no-brainer. Such a great decision to switch over. Thank you, Daniel. I did have a good weekend. Just staying in the routine. I don't get distracted. I've been living this life before the lockdown and quarantine. I was living that life with the Sophie's back injuries and everything. And I do what I need to do to grow my business and to keep getting my health, and to make sure I attack stuff, and get stuff done, because I know what I'm building for. And I've got all this at a very nice, very good level that is ready to explode. And that's what we're going to see when I'm able to go back. And if I hadn't been this dedicated, I don't know if I would have overcome this. I could say I probably wouldn't have, because this has taken constant effort in being on that softball every day and rehab exercises. And luckily I've been blessed, and I got an amazing house with a gym and all the rehab stuff. I have everything, my pool, my hot tub, my cold tub, where I'm able to do this stuff very efficiently. I've got a podcast studio in my house. I got everything here that I could ever need to be successful. I just have to put in the work, so I have no excuses. Like, I got to just keep hustling to get out of this, like to have everything that I truly want, and to have my health, right? So it's been, I don't get too caught up. I'll see the people that go out to the pool parties, and I think that's great. And I think it is good to have some days off here and there and whatnot, but like every day is so important to me, and I go one day at a time. So every day is super important. I never look at a day and go like, today's not important. I'm like, every day has a purpose with me. And, from a fasting day to a day of work. And it's like, even stuff when I'm recording, it's like, oh, why don't you just go sit on the couch and just like relax? And then I was like, well, I could still be doing more work. There's still more stuff to be done. And that work isn't going to go away, because it's up to me to do it. And, and I take my breaks here and there, but I just go, because I enjoy it. That brings me happiness. And so I've learned to embrace that. Thank you, Jay. Man, you're really amazing. You don't let anything get to you, and you have a good vibe. I hope I can learn to not let people put me down. I want to be a wrestler. Thank you very much. And I've had a lot of practice at dealing with hate and negativity and lies, and people hating me over things that aren't even true. That's tough. And that the tough thing with that is you have to learn to not let their hate and negativity and insecurities become ours. And also, with things, when a lot of lies are put out on you, and the psychology on that, and and I have an understanding of this because I know how they operate. For me in particular, it's because then they eventually, if they get enough people to believe the lies, then you might start believing the lies. And I've never accepted that. I go, nope, lies are lies. The truth is the truth. And I've learned from other successful people that are richer and more successful than Vince and WWE on how to deal with that. So I've had some of the best mentors to help me be successful and overcome this. And that's why it's just like, if we give into it, we lose. And you can't give it. But the key is to do what you love and to push the positive and to be who you want to be. Because, like, regardless, you want to be a wrestler, you're signing up for a lifetime of hate. But guess what? No matter what you do, you're signing up for a lifetime of hate. The key is self-improvement, to not let that hate become your hate. And it's that, to know that, like, in the real world, and to have loving relationships and people, things that make you feel good, that you'll live an amazing life doing what you love. And then that hate is on them, and is ruining their lives. Look at all the greats in all the sports or in entertainment. I mean, there's people that, look how many people talk shit about LeBron James, right? Guy's living his best life, man. You just live, and you just, no matter what we do, you could be Bob working at Walmart in the deli section, and there's going to be people, if Bob's on social media posting photos of him and his beef, Bob and his beef at Walmart fired after that one. Like, you know what I mean? Bob and his salami down in Walmart, and people are just shit talking him on social media. Or you could go be LeBron James. Like, pick what you want to do. Just make sure you love it, right? At the end of the day, because the shit talking is going to be there regardless. Keys: neglect the negative, push the positive. Hello. The vegan protein powder's got amazing feedback. The caramel cookie. I just had a big shake. I had an 84 gram, actually more, because I used almond milk today with it, unsweetened vanilla almond milk with 2 tablespoons of MCT coconut oil. Then I had my 2 servings of barbecue pistachios post-workout. So I actually had, what I have, 86, 90. I had about close to 100 grams, 98 grams of protein right after my post workout with that. I usually mix it with water in the blender with a little ice, and or throw it in a shaker bottle with water. And it's the feedback's been amazing on it. It's they're working on a peanut butter pieces. I definitely want to get the other flavor out here this year with all that. We got the shaker bottles, the black shaker bottles being shipped. So hopefully those are going to be in relatively soon. And we got a lot of stuff just to keep growing. And I'm actually be making a call with Europa on the distribution again. I call them about once a year, and I may be more open to increasing my prices to get distribution. And because too, I run a good enough discounts online where people are in, where I think it will work, but I got to see, because I never wanted to raise my prices, and that was always a stopping point. And I've learned that you gotta be negotiable on some things, because getting distribution on that is a major thing. It gives me a lot of leverage in my life with a lot of things too. So we're gonna see. So I'm gonna be doing a call with them relatively soon. Yeah, no, we don't do the shooting blanks. I'll answer wrestling questions on here. I stopped the show for a good period, which was actually a blessing in disguise. I was starting to get a little sick of the interviews, and I loved them for a long time, but I felt like they weren't really beneficial to anything I was doing. Whereas this is very beneficial to my supplement brand and to helping people with all of the stuff with my Feed Me More Hungry mindset and branding. This is more relevant. This makes me very happy. This is more feasible scheduling. Not to say I won't have people come on this still, because I will. It's just not going to be like every week focusing on trying to get a different guest. It's causing me a lot of stress with how busy I was in the timing. But we had here in Vegas, there were massive internet issues, especially my place. They came out here so many times. I didn't have a stable connection, even hardwired, and paying for the highest internet, paying hundreds of dollars a month with this stuff in the cable. And the internet kept dropping off. So it was, and then me and Raj, I remember, went to record one last time. It was going to record. And I say last time because I think that was the last show the one before that was the last one. And we couldn't record. And I just go, I'm done, man. I need to take a break. There's too much stress. Like I was like, when things are stressing me, I'm not worrying about it. And then finally the cable stabilized. They actually changed their system and cut down so that people couldn't. I don't know exactly what they did. They adjusted the numbers on the Cox communication. And ever since they've done that, it's been very stable for me. So, but the wrestling stuff too, I'll answer your questions, but I don't want to just do it like, again, it's all at the end of the day, even though I feel like I give a very positive take on things, it's talking about a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, is gossip and rumor and innuendo, and just like, what do you think about this? It's like, well, and I'll be honest, I think too, having a positive take doesn't, I don't think I can get much better listens, I think, if I were to be negative and shit talk things a lot, like some of those other people do. And I'm not, it doesn't fit with what I'm doing. I'm not doing that. I don't like it. So that's where we're at with everything, and doing a daily show like this, I think it's beneficial. And I know that from the people I talk to, and we're going to be on Station Head as well here, so I keep telling you guys to download the Station Head app and add @Ryback on there, because they're getting their web version set up to sync with their phone, to where I'll be able to take callers from the app, where you guys will actually be able to talk to each other and do your questions, whether you love me, hate me, whatever, and supplements, nutrition, mindset, and go from there. Yeah, those hot dogs were delicious, man. Everything that I had, I gave you all the ingredients on there and showed you the brands. You will really, really like it. So by the way, I did a test run today for my pre-workout meal. I did yams, a little bit of corn, the No Evil chicken. I did the hemp hearts, a serving of hemp hearts. And what else did I have in there? I think that was it, and some seasoning, turmeric and cayenne. But I have this Dave's Killer bread, and it's like this sprouted bread. And it has, I believe, 5 grams of protein per slice as well. So I used the VioLife vegan cheese that I used on those hot dogs. I put the plant-based butter on the bread and put it on the stovetop on a low medium heat. And I put the cheese on the bread, the vegan cheese, and melted each side and cooked each side. I tell you what, that grilled cheese was absolutely delicious. I used to make grilled cheeses when I was younger. I haven't made a grilled cheese in quite some time. I'm super excited to do a grilled cheese and tomato soup video here for Ryback TV. I'll probably end up doing it sometime this week for the end of the week, because it was so good. I'll probably end up having to make a couple of them. It was the cheese, that VioLife cheese, the cheddar VioLife cheese, the vegan cheese. When you melt that, is so damn good. And I didn't even melt it on the hot dogs all the way, because what I should have done is use the oven after I cooked the chili on the stove, and I cooked the dogs on the stove. Actually, I should have just cooked them in the oven and then put the cheese on the dogs at the end and really let that melt in the oven. I think it would have even looked a lot better, been a lot better. But that VioLife cheese tastes like, when you melt it, it tastes more like cheese than anything. Super chat. Let me go ahead and Jamal pull you up on the screen here if I can find it. Wait, there it is. All right. Jamal Lapsley, thank you for the super chat. Feed me more. I love your supplements, and I love how other negatives don't affect you. Keep going, and how other negatives don't affect you. Keep going. I'm going to continue to stay hungry. Hashtag stay hungry. Thank you very much, Jamal, man. And that's always, it's what's best for us. It's our duty and obligation to be hungry and successful. Because if we have family, we have loved ones. If we fail them. Guys, who's going to take care of our parents when they're older? I take care of my mom. She lives in my apartment suite. If I was a loser and a failure, and I say loser and a failure as far as me not living up to my potential, for me, right? That's a tough thing. Whereas I have more freedom for me expending myself and expending energy in its mindset of learning how to be successful. Because we live in a system where we get put in a rat race. The world is designed for us not to be successful. It takes work for it. Like, you got to really, really work. And what the key in all of this is our mindset. And if we can get on that hungry, positive mindset, we give ourselves the best chance possible. Because with that mindset, guys, and I'm going to share. So if we have that hungry, positive mindset, and say that we go to Walmart and we apply at Walmart, and we start off, we're not going to be content with just whatever job we start off at. We're going to want more, and we're going to work our way up, guys. That we go to McDonald's, nothing wrong with this. Every job is important to make this world go around, guys. And that's why it just doesn't mean, just because it's a job doesn't mean it's permanent either. But there's people that have proven this concept true because they had that hungry, successful minded growth mindset. You go to McDonald's, they put you're dipping fries and flipping burgers. But you're hungry. You show up every day. You show up early. You stay late. You work overtime when they need you because you're hungry. You're laughing. You're smiling. People love being around you because you're in a good mood. You're positive. Maybe you tell a joke from time to time. You have a good time. People enjoy being around you. The manager talks good about you. You get along with people. And then, a regional manager comes in sometime and sees this guy, Steve, over on the burgers. Just this guy has this energy and this passion that reminds him of him when he started out doing that. And then he goes, that guy right there, who is that? And then the manager, who's been around you for the last 10 months, tells you who the fuck Steve is and how you're a great person and you work hard. People love you. You get there early. You stay late because you got that hungry mindset. And then that guy goes, we got a new store opening here, 5 miles down the road. This guy, I want to give him a shot as manager. Things like this happen because of how you act and interact and having that mindset. No bad will ever come from it on that. But if we don't have it, we are in that rat race where we could stay stuck forever. That's why I'm super passionate about this, because I've been at the lowest of lows, and I've got able to come out of it every time with that mindset. Thank you very much for the super chat, Jamal. Guys, let's no spamming in the chat. Unfortunately, I block people. Garrett Cameron says, thank you for the super chat, Garrett. See if I can pull you up here. I'd like to give you guys attention for your channel if you do the super chats, because I think that's probably what you're supposed to do. I don't know the official YouTube rules. Do you listen to any podcast, including any wrestling podcast? Not really. And by not really, only occasionally if I see a Rogan clip or if Rogan has a guest that I'm really interested in hearing the episode, I'll put it on. I used to listen to Something to Wrestle years ago and enjoyed that a lot. And then I just stopped. I got away because my time and I love wrestling, but being in the business, I don't really care for the too many backstories on things anymore. I get it. Like, I understand it. And I understand a lot of people are like very fascinated about that, but knowing how everything works and being back there, being in the company since I was 22, it's just like, I'm good. My time is better suited. I'm not getting anything out of this anymore, compared to what I can be doing. I need to be like, at the time, I needed to be listening to more marketing and sales books. Right. And that's where I was like, I remember like there was sometimes I was listening to what book was I listening to? I was listening to it was like another book on positivity. It was a different spin on it. And I remember thinking I was like, I'm doing everything. I need to be learning a little more marketing and sales right now. And that's where I shifted my energy. I was like, I got everything in place and I got these great products, and I got to get a little more comfortable selling and marketing and understanding that. And my social media being suppressed, I don't have the organic reach that I thought I was going to have. I don't have the growth that I thought I was going to have because I'm being suppressed by this company since 2016. I have to really get good at this if I'm going to make this. And that's what I did. And so I don't listen to those as much, man, because I'm trying to keep learning to things I could apply to my life. But I understand the people love for people. I mean, there's a lot of great shows out there. And I think it's good to listen to that stuff for entertainment from time to time. I'm just a little more because of my circumstances where I have to be ultra focused a little more often. When am I going to do a 24-hour stream? I don't know, man. That would be tough. 24-hour stream. That would be, if I do a 24-hour stream, I want to do it like what's those, like the call-in marathon where it's like, we're here to raise $25,000 in 24 hours, all to the Feed Me More fund. And see how much we can get in super chats in 24 hours. Just me drinking for 24 hours. I would probably have to drink to do that, to have the most fun with it. Because otherwise, I'm going to get pretty. And that would actually be a very interesting episode for that 24 hours. How do I feel about the online community? I think there's great people and then there's unhappy people. I try to focus more on the happy people, but I realize when we're online and you try to be, a lot of these platforms, they want you to be social and to like things. And my goal is to get such a level where I have an entire team put in that work for me, so I don't have to be exposed to any of it at a high level. And I could just have them people read me, give me what's positive, and then interact in a positive way with the right people, and just keep living in the real world as much as possible. I love social, but I think the real world is where it's at, and being able to hustle and build an empire, essentially, to have people run the social side of things so I can limit my exposure on that. But because I'm in a place too, like I could just see, I don't even like wasting time anymore. It takes like a second or two to literally block. I hate that I even have to even waste a second doing that sometimes with that. Even though I have people on my other accounts, I do a lot of my personal stuff, and it's just, it is what it is. But I've learned, that's where I got really good with not letting any of it, the negative or the positive. I know what I'm doing. I know what I got to continue to do. And I use reminders. If I see a negative out there, I usually will put a positive post out, or get my guy make me a positive quote or something to where I do something where I counter a negative with a positive. And I use them as reminders, and that's kind of a cool thing to where it's at least not wasting my time. Oh, thank you for the reminder. I do need to put out another positive piece of content where I kind of use it to my advantage. But there's good and bad, just like in everything with that. But I think the technology, we live in amazing times. I just think, like I've said, we got to disconnect to connect at a deeper level more often, because like anything, it's really easy to get obsessed with things, and whenever it takes away, from our real lives, that's when it's become a problem, in my opinion. Jose, how do you know if you're undereating or overeating? Basal metabolic rate calculator. There's also an app that I need to download. I just downloaded it. I think I used this a while back. It's called MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal. And what you could do is plug in all your information. You sign up for free, and it can help you track your calories and what you're eating with that. But you need to, if you just find a basal metabolic rate calculator online, and what you do, it'll tell you how many calories you need per day without being active. And then they got ones that if you plug in your activity levels, it will tell you if you're honest and give it the accurate information, it will give you a pretty solid ballpark answer on how many calories you need per day just to kind of stay the same weight. And what you do is then you put that theory to test. And if it tells you need 3,500 calories to stay at your current weight per day based off the information you plugged in your activity levels, then you do that for 2 or 3 weeks and see if your weight kind of stays the same. Now, if you feel like maybe you're putting on a little extra body fat with that, then you're like, okay, I think that's a little high. We need to bring that down a little bit. And you got to figure that out. And usually I'll tell you to do that in 200 or 300 calorie increments with that, and cut it down a few hundred calories a day, and then do that for a few weeks and see where we're at. But the key thing is when you figure that out, you've got it figured out. It's a very powerful thing, and you store that information away, and you have a very good core of information on how many calories you need per day to kind of stay where you're at. And that makes it a lot easier to go whatever direction you want to go. Does that make sense? But again, here's the thing. It takes work, right? That's the thing. Everyone wants it easy. Well, I just want to take the pill and I don't want to. No, you're being a little bitch. Not you per se, but that's a little bitch mentality. Things take work and effort. Spend an hour less on social media today and get it all figured out. And start mapping out your meals and learning nutrition. And I swear to God, your life is going to be so much easier for the rest of your life just by doing a small little thing like that. So that's my advice on that. Hello. We're going to go ahead and clean up a few little Jess, good question. What made you decide to go plant-based? Was there a specific reason? And how much info did you now know before you started? How did you get the info? So I had Austin Aries on the podcast, and I had no intention of actually going vegan yet. I think I was aware that it was the only diet I never had looked into, and I always dismissed it because I didn't understand I always thought you couldn't eat enough protein on the diet. And I was protein obsessed, and I just did not. But I didn't understand the vegan plant-based foods. I also think, and I've seen this with people in comments they make, where when you hear the word vegan, I think we just sometimes think fruits and vegetables. We're not looking at all these other foods that we're already eating in a lot of our diets. You got rices and pinto and black beans and lentils and things that are kind of staples in a lot of people's diets to begin with. But there's all these other high protein foods like nutritional yeast that don't have carbs, the hemp hearts, hemp seeds, pea protein powders with that seitan, tofu, which then tofu, you're like, well, tofu is always bad for you. Raises your estrogen. Then you learn that no, the phytoestrogens are actually really good for you. It's a superfood. It's a complete protein, and it is fantastic for your health. And you realize that you're like, wait a second, You could eat high protein on a vegan diet. So I had Austin on, and he just came on. He's laid back. We get along great, great guy, and just provided factual information. It was a guy that I feel with decent common sense and try to be think as logically as possible. And I'm just saying, well, this makes sense. And hearing this information and then hearing the stuff on inflammation, which for me became very interesting because of my inflammation in my body, eating pounds of beef and steak every day and chicken for many, many years, pounds. I would cook 1 pound steaks. I would cook 2 1-pound steaks and have 2 pounds of steak at times. I would put pounds of steak and chicken for one meal sometimes and eat that throughout the day. And I just look and I go, is it possible that this diet that I was eating that I thought that does help you gain muscle, there's no arguing that, but there's all these other negatives with it. Blood flow, endurance, clogging the arteries, inflammation, chronic diseases. I had all this stuff that happened with my injuries in wrestling. And I go, is it possible that diet at the extreme level, because I go extreme. I'm very, very hungry when I do things. And I went, like, I thought that was so good for me. And I thought I was so dedicated. And I was, as far as sticking to something. And I go, is it possible that maybe I'm in the position I'm in, possibly because my diet? I don't know. But I'm going to try and I'm going to find out. So he does the podcast. I threw out all my food. I didn't know anything. I hadn't listened to anything yet. And I read his book first. Great book. But I didn't know that real, like, vegetarian was milk and dairy still. I didn't, because I never looked into it. I just ignored the words. Vegetarian, vegan, fuck that. I'm not even listening. You can't even eat protein. I just shut it out. I just dismissed it. I opened up to all of it. And when I did, it just all made too much sense. And I realized I was completely wrong. And I will always admit when I'm wrong. And I was so fucking wrong on nutrition and food, from the information that has been given to us and passed down to us with that. So that started, I did vegetarian primarily for a year. I was doing the cheat meals on Ryback TV, and I still was dealing with some stuff. And in Austin, I had a phone call with him, and he said, and I told you guys this before, he goes, it's like if you quit smoking cigarettes and then just like one day a week, you smoke like a pack or two of cigarettes. He goes, that's not healthy, right? I go, no. He goes, it's bad for you. And he goes, it's probably going to have the detrimental effects for the week, right? I go, yeah. Long-term probably too, for sure. And I realized I had to go all in on the diet. And I needed to go vegan because I'd actually started eating meat again, because I was trying to convince myself even that no, there were some things, but I wasn't doing it right. My diet wasn't diverse enough. I was eating some processed food still, and I needed to really, really go in on the vegetables and some fruits, and on the morning, and learning nutrition and energy from a micronutrient standpoint, and because I have a very good understanding of the macronutrients and healthy fats. In which the book, The Plant-Based Athlete, I just keep getting better and better at it with the more information that I process, because I've opened myself up to it. And I've realized, and I have this experience, I go, wow, this is working. The problems I had have gone away. My body, my health, my energy, everything is better than it's ever been. So I'm very motivated to keep learning more and more with it. And that's why I'm so passionate and excited about this, because I'm actually experiencing and living it now, being 10 months vegan now. It'll be 10 months tomorrow. So, yes, I'm a meme from pro wrestling as well as the food videos. And I think it's a fantastic thing. Anytime in sales and marketing, you could do anything on social media and get attention, which has been fantastic. That chips video brings in revenue every month. And I believe it's our highest grossing video on that, because it's growing more and more. So I am 100%. I hope they make 1,000 more memes of me, because it's just going to continue. What happens with that when people see that people remember me from wrestling, and it keeps me relevant to regular people, that when people recognize, because when I go out, I'm a large guy. People, I've always, before I ever made it in wrestling, people always stared at me wherever I went because I was muscular and in shape. And that just helps remind people that Ryback exists. And then people that will see that meme is not my living, might feed me more nutrition in my business, in my social media, and my podcast, and everything that I'm doing. And to go back to wrestling, it only gives me more energy and attention. So that's how I deal with it. I don't know how you deal with it, but that's how I deal with it. Yeah, I think we'll probably get a deal with Ruffles, like with the baked Ruffles. That's how stuff, by the way, guys, on social media and the videos, that's what you do. And I do things that I enjoy. And that's how deals happen with things by you just, that's why I say, do what you want to do. We live in a day and age, we can work for ourselves if we hustle. You don't have to go be like, man, like I literally I make way more money. The majority of people doing the YouTube videos, not even counting my supplements. If you get a big enough following doing what you love, why wouldn't you do that, right? Would you rather go work for somebody else for minimum wage? I wouldn't. I've been there and done that. I don't want to do that ever again. Yeah, that Ruffles should be cutting me a check already by this point. They got to be loving this free attention. But hopefully, yeah, me, I want to be the Ruffles man. Hey, that's a Ryback Ruffles. I come out to my new singlet when I debut has a bag of Ruffles on it, like Brock had the Jimmy Johns, but I'm just the Ruffles spokesperson. I'm thinking big, guys. Multi-million-dollar deal with Ruffles. Go back and wrestle for 6 figures. Kidding. If I could picture society as a big group of people, what would they look like? Paul Heyman. Yeah, Walter, what you need to start doing, my man, is putting some more vegetables in that diet. Go get some bags, man. Kale is really, really good, especially if you cook it on the stove with other things and put some seasoning on it. Get yourself a couple bags. Kale is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Grab you some kale, get some other vegetables that you like, and add a little bit of vegetables throughout your day, man. I'm telling you, it's going to make a massive difference. Good to see all of you guys. I appreciate you always all stopping by. Take a look here. We'll see if we can do a couple more questions here before we wrap up. Yeah, I look at the chat. I got my podcast lights are very bright, so I look at the chat kind of like, and because it goes fairly fast, so I got to get a little closer look. Yeah, me and Paul always got along when I was there for the most part, even though we never disagreed or anything like on things as far as when we were working together. I just disagreed that he was working with Punk and for Punk while he was partnered with me. And I thought that was absolute horseshit. If I would have a wrestling promotion, what would be the name of the promotion? I don't know. That's a tough one. You know, you could go with Feed Me More Wrestling, FMMW, but that's not as usually you want the 3 letters. You can go Feed Me Wrestling, Ryback Wrestling Federation, the RWF, Ryback Wrestling Federation, where the big guys play. But I think when you have a name, put your own name in the wrestling promotion, it's a bit much. Like, think about it. Like, if it was Vince's Wrestling Entertainment, that would be pretty pathetic. So we want to stay away from putting our name in it. I'm just drinking a black coffee here before I go into my nighttime work. Got to pop the dogs out. Well, I got to wait. The dogs can't go for their walk until the sun goes down now because it's between about 1:11, 1:13 in Vegas. Let's see here. We'll get rid of you. It's always a good feeling when you get people blocked forever off the channel. Let me see here. Yeah, Feed Me More is something, and I've talked about that, the explanation of that multiple times. But it was that, and along with creating the Ryback name, which we're actually dealing with the trademark stuff right now with WWE. They've been caught lying, by the way, multiple times, and it doesn't look good for them. So they're getting exposed pretty badly. Their team of lawyers they have I was told they have new lawyers there that are pretty out of the loop. I'm just telling you, they're lying straight up to the USPTO. It's not good. It's not a good look for them. And I'm going to win this trademark. So we've been able to provide just factual information that they're not able to provide. But I came up with all that when I was away from them, the company, and it was that growth mindset, that hungry mindset that allowed me to change my life and set goals and be very, very positive minded and with a kick-ass work ethic. I always felt like I had a very kick-ass work ethic. I needed to really, really hone in on the mental side of things a little more. And that was creating the Ryback name. That was where I took control of my life. And that's where all of that came into fruition and why I've trademarked it and fought and kept everything and kept my brand, because it wasn't something that was given to me by anyone else. It was something I came up with before, and I've protected it, and it's mine, and it's my brand, and it's what I do. So, and that's why we're going to win the trademark, everything, and everything will be closed and done with. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's episode. I appreciate all of you joining me, though. Once again, please download the Stationhead app and add at Ryback to gear up for when we have Stationhead up and streaming as well. We'll be doing live call-ins with you guys. And yeah, why do I think Roman gets hate? Because he's successful, guys. That's the name of the game with that. But I appreciate all of you listening. iTunes reviews are greatly, greatly appreciated. And the episodes are available on all podcast platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, iPhones, Android, the whole deal with that. And Feed Me More Nutrition on feedmemore.com. Guys, you can save up to 35% with our spin and win wheel with that on the homepage. If you sign up for my text message and email messages as well, you get 25% off for signing up for each one, as well as getting exclusive discounts one time a week, not made available anywhere else for signing up on those lists. And we don't spam on that. So it's just a message of positivity and a big deal once a week. So very worthwhile to sign up for those, if I may say so myself with that. And with that, guys, we're going to wrap up. Have a great night. Enjoy the wrestling if you're watching wrestling. And I will see you tomorrow. Stay hungry. Feed me more.